and welcome to our Wednesday stream of Starfleet Command. We are going to be continuing our sort of look at our current work in progress, the Next Generation mod. Basically, we're going in and we're taking all of the game and trying to replace most of the ships with TNG ships, and eventually we'll start messing around with the weapons to make them more specifically appropriate types. For right now, it's mostly a cosmetic mod that we're trying to make look really good, and so, without further ado, let's get ourselves started. Returning back to where we were last time we checked in. Hello, Sprogue. We're not in an Intrepid yet. Oh, also, hi, Steven. Welcome to the stream. We're currently in a Norway class, so it is a new light cruiser and has served fairly decently. I would like to, however, replace it at some point with an Intrepid. Let's actually go see if there's any, well, there's a new drone, or NCD is, yeah, new drone cruiser we're not particularly interested in because it's not a great-looking ship. It's an Andor class, or no, the NCD is a Ronin class. And the normal CD is an Andor class, which we do kind of need to replace at some point. Sprogue would like us to get into a NCA. That's the one he wants. Well, I'm not sure there's currently any available, and if they were, I don't know if we'd be able to afford them. Because we are sort of at that odd point where we don't have a ton of cash, but we got some. Even the Ambassador class down here is currently not quite within our price range at the moment. So we'll keep an eye out for an NCA. I'm not sure if they're even out yet. Let's do a quick check on that. There is, of course, the CF, which I forget what I replaced with. But, or was it the new fast cruiser? Yeah, the NCAs are, oh yeah, those are Achilles class. So what we need to find for Sprogue is an NCF for the new fast cruisers, and I don't think they're out just yet. Yeah, Sprogue, they're not available quite yet, so... Anyway, let's just resupply ourselves really quickly here, give ourselves some shuttles so we can actually hit a little bit above our weight class, restock all the missiles. We'll get ourselves mostly kitted out to annihilate some enemy. We only carry 10 missiles. It's crazy. That's good enough. Alright, let's go poke into the neutral zone and say hi. So, ME210 Patrol, nice way to start the day. Hello, Matthew. Welcome to the stream. Glad you could join us as we just sort of explore our current work in progress. Right now, there hasn't been a whole lot of, like, super wow, amazing look at this changes. It's mostly all size changes at this point. We're just sort of trying to get all the ships into a consistent size rating at this point. So it's going to take a little while to get that completely sorted out because there's a lot of sort of trial and error. You go in, you look at the game, you compare two ship sizes, you come out, and then you just adjust a couple of ratios, and then you go in and come out and do it over and over again. Still upset about Colin Miller. I'm not sure I'm familiar with that turret situation. You're going to have to update me on that one. So we're going to go look around, see if we can... There they are. We have a frigate and a freighter, although it is an E5, or E4, right? Yeah, an E4R. So LR3 Plus or an E4R. Oh, the Sabres? I have not been paying enough attention to hockey lately. I've just had my head down at the moment, so I'll have to look in on that. Alright, so do we want to fight the Klingons first or go after the, whatchamacallits? Their new defenseman? Interesting. I'll have to look into that. I've been out of hockey actually for a little while, so a fan of the Sabres still, but haven't been keeping track of them quite as closely as I should be. Alright. So, let's see. Sabres top right cousins needs a thumb procedure. Ooh. Anyway, I'll try and focus more on the game and less on hockey. So, I think I want to just fight the Klingons first. Makes a little bit more sense to me because they are, after all, our natural enemies here. Yeah, we're in the middle of the neutral zone. He's probably get a little bit tougher or more dangerous in some way. We'll prep one of those, get it back ready to rock. Could send a probe at you just to figure out, do I have the power? I do kind of have the power to spare. I have tons of power to spare. Let's have the probe. And increase our speed just a little bit. We are, after all, supposed to be a new light cruiser, so let's get our speed going somewhere. Oh, wow, you are just incredibly pathetic and ignorable. Like, I did want to go for him first, but he's got nothing. He's got, what, 3-4 phasers? Absolutely nothing to worry about. So we'll just come in on these pirates and annihilate him. Probably not in one pass. That's just not how the Federation works in this game. It takes quite a bit of effort for the Federation to actually kill somebody in one shot. And while we do have 4 photon torpedoes, it's probably not going to be quite enough to just annihilate him right off the bat. 3 phaser 1s, 2 disruptors, and a missile launcher B. Yeah, we can match him. Basically, point for a point. Our AMD should be able to handle this, no trouble. Oh, that's a scatter pack. Interesting problem. Okay, we didn't quite blow it up in time, and this is going to hurt a lot if we don't turn away in time. Luckily for us, Klingon's working with us on this one. So we can shut off the the tractor beams on that one. We'll double mine in his face so he can enjoy that one at his pleasure. We'll slow down a little bit so we can just start coming in. We do have a scatter pack ready to go, and he does not have a shuttle bay. So deploy that. We've got that so long as, you know, Mr. Klingon does not come back in order to make our day just a little more difficult than otherwise it needs to be. Missiles, please pop. And there they pop. And phasers, not quite ready. About it. There they go. We got him. Alright, so we did get the first target offline. Now we just have to deal with this glorified freighter who thinks that he's actually a warship. And don't have another scatter pack to work with that one, but we are right nearby home, so we can return pretty much at any moment that we desire it. So as you can see, the Norway has not yet been modified to be bigger, because I do believe it should be a little bit bigger than this, like probably 30% increase in size. I'll have to double check on that one, because we should not be nearly the size of an E4R, which is basically a bird of prey. Worth a capture? I don't really think so. Maybe we can try for it, but I don't see the point. How many transport? Oh yeah, I only have 2 transporters. That makes capturing just a little bit more difficult. We're not quite as capable when it comes to trying to steal somebody's ship. Oh, we did knock down our aft shields, which is irritating. I'm going to increase the speed time on this one. We basically got him dead to rights. So we have, you guys got 2 Marines, but we'd have to beam over 2 groups in order to get any not super efficient. And besides, it's a very small ship, so it's not like we're going to get a whole lot out of it if we do it. Missile. There we go. Perfect. So we did get a little bit of a penetration through our aft shields, but that's nothing too new. We should be able to get that all patched up without too much trouble. After all, we are bordering a friendly station at the moment. But we do really need to get into a larger ship in order to be able to actually do something. So kind of makes me wonder if we should go for that NCD anyway. It wouldn't be ideal. I mean, it's only got 6 missiles, which is a little disappointing. But it would be something. Trade-in is 558. So if we got something super cheap, we could get like probably 300 out of it. Oh no, yeah, about 300. So we're basically at 2600 if we wanted to buy anything. So there's the NCD Plus, but I don't think we want it. I mean, it's this. 6 missile launchers is nothing to write home about. The next generation of it, ooh, even the R's. But no, we would want the NCD-M, because that has a MIRV missile launcher, which actually allows it to be somewhat useful, although not especially. So CLD is a drone light cruiser. CAR would be putting us into just a normal heavy cruiser. NEC is a new escort cruiser. Ooh, are you the... What did I have for the new escort cruisers? I'm almost positive I've got something. What do you think? Do we just keep saving for something else, or do we... Or the heavy command cruisers? Heavy command cruiser would be a really nice pickup. What do you guys want to see? That's half the reason we sort of do this stuff. So we got the CAIs, which are improved heavy cruisers. We got a heavy command cruiser with the CBs. CLDR, I'd rather not go into. MMPH is useless. Or we could pick up a new escort cruiser to just sort of support us. Raider says a heavy command cruiser. Okay, we can do that. I don't know if the heavy command cruiser supply... We'll do a mission with it just to sort of figure out what we've got. Because I don't want to... I think this is another one of our original just heavy cruiser types. I don't think I have a special heavy command cruiser. No, I don't. Yeah, so it's still just our majestic class. So I think the bird of prey is like 110 to 170-ish. 364. What? You're going to have to parse that one out for me just a little bit. Alright, we do have a couple of monsters off over here. Oh, a dreadnought. Where? Oh, interesting. That's a lot of firepower. I'm going to transfer my flag at this point. We're going to go take over the Permit because it's a more powerful ship. Although, wow, that Norway is a lot larger. Yeah, this ship definitely needs to be modified. Yeah, like I said, we've got some sizing issues still going on here. So there's quite a few ships that need to be modified. And really one of the things I should be using is the other races in order to sort of build the ships off of, but it's taking time. Like I said, the hardest thing to do is the resize at this moment. If I had known about the right way in order to actually pull this off, I probably would have done the ships one at a time to make sure I sized them immediately, rather than dumping them all into the mod and then now having to come in after the fact in order to resize them. It's really unplayable. Well, as long as you don't see the Norway, it's actually not that bad. And really, the Norway may end up coming out to be about that size. I mean, the Majestic class really is just a very cool-looking version of the Excelsior. I mean, it is a very beautiful Excelsior. Not hard to tell when you flew real close to the bird of prey. It didn't look that bad. You think the bird of prey's alright? Yeah, I suppose so. Like I said, it's a very, very, very subjective thing, trying to get it all sort of sorted out, which can make it incredibly difficult to do properly. I don't think I have time to overload the photon torpedoes. Phasers, photon torpedoes, and missile launcher. Yeah, let's engage with the missiles. Oh yeah, I forgot I didn't modify them at all. That's going to be a bit of a problem. So he's got no shuttles. Somebody's engaging with plasma torpedoes. Who is that? Because I keep hearing them fire, and I don't see them. Oh god, he's a full-on carrier. And we do not have that kind of firepower. Yeah, the Norway might be a little bit big. Either that or the Majestic is super small. Which, you know, either one is definitely a possibility at this moment. So we got an asteroid monster that's closing in on us. Then we've got this dreadnought here, which is a bit of a problem. So this ought to be fun. And we weren't able to cut through his forward shield. So that's going to be a bit of a problem. I think we're probably going to lose our light cruiser. I just don't think he's going to get through this. Because that is a lot of fighters. Tell with this view, it's a strange perspective. Let's... Yeah, I think the Norway's a... Nah. Norway's a bit big. It's gotta be it. Alright, so I don't think there's any way we actually beat this convoy. Unfortunately, they've got a lot of ships versus us. And we only have a heavy cruiser to their dreadnought. Speaking of which, though, how many? 20 Marines? You don't say. That might be a little bit outside my capability to be able to actually handle. And I doubt any sort of our missiles will get through. So we're basically stuck shooting at a dreadnought we probably can't kill. I'm tempted to bail. Oh, looks like the asteroid monster's getting in the fight. Yeah, he's engaged with long range, and yeah, the Seal Sluice is basically just a sitting duck at the moment, it seems. I do have a photon torpedo. Several photon torpedoes. 3 of our freighters have been destroyed. That's not going out all that well, is it? Get more photon torpedoes? There we go. Getting a couple of hits on there. So I think we should do something with a heavy command cruiser, but I really should avoid adding more ships until after we've gotten the size problem sorted out. There's just so many ships to work through. It's becoming a bit of a problem. That's an interesting thing you've just done to me. You've slowed yourself way down when I'm next to an asteroid monster who is recharging his R-type plasma torpedo. You know, in the olden days, all I would need to do is send over Marines to that target and it would immediately explode. Not allowed to do that anymore. The guys at Hot and Spicy actually fixed that bug, which, you know, it's both good and bad. Good because, of course, it makes asteroid monsters and monsters in general a heck of a lot more dangerous, and bad because, well, we're in a situation where we've got a dreadnought and we could really use any sort of cheat that we can get on. Hello, Luke. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, this is a D7. I'm not sure which D7. All the freighters have been destroyed. Oh, no, it's not a D7. I'm sorry. This is a C8 Dreadnought. It's huge. And there goes the permit. So we've lost the permit. We've got a lot of enemy ships left, and I'm really tempted just to get the hell out of here. Because, yeah, your R-type plasma torpedo is ready to go, and I don't have a wild weasel. Can I turn fast enough to actually get away from you? I don't know. Ooh, I hit him with quite a few photon torpedoes on that one. So I'm really trying to just keep this turn as tight as I can so I can avoid being in front of this guy. Although he may be broken. Yeah, we got hit by all that. So that played havoc with our power. We got this? I think we need to get out of here. We're in trouble. Where's the third nacelle? It doesn't have a third nacelle. Oh, for this one? Yeah, it's right underneath there. You can see it as he turns. See? Right underneath the boom. Oh, he's grabbing onto me. That's an interesting ploy. Please let go. Please stop also shooting down my missiles. It's becoming a bit of a problem. Okay, I've got a break for you this. Tractor beam, propel, push away. It's time to hit the speeds and patch the engines. So we'll go to yellow alert, free up a whole bunch of power, and double mine. Hopefully I can push these fighters away from me a little bit. A little bit. I might actually be able to make it out of here. If we're lucky. So yeah, eating that entire plasma barrage really kind of sucked. So, drop another mine. Let's just see if we can't get them to keep away from us. More power. Give me more power. I need more speed. Yeah, that plasma blast was just crippling on us. So if we can get away from this, though, that'll be fairly decent. We don't have a lot of cash, but we should have enough to be able to fully refit the ship. Yeah, we got this. We're out of here. They won't be able to catch us now. As we're at maximum speed, and it doesn't look like he's able to make that. So not the greatest mission ever. After all, losing never is the greatest thing ever. But, hey, we're in a brand new heavy bombardment, or heavy command cruiser. Which, to be fair, is not the most exciting thing to look at in this mod, because it is an Excelsior. A modified Excelsior to look much more cool and upgraded, but it's not the Norway that we used to have, or the Intrepid that Sprague wants to get. But eventually we'll get there. We just have to wait for the new fast cruisers to come out, Sprague, and then we can get your Intrepid.
Go to war.
Alright, there we go. Jumping out of here. I hate convoy raids for a reason, and I was recently reminded of that reason. This being that reason. Plasma monster, 2 carriers, one of which was a Klingon dreadnought carrier. That's a hell of a task to ask 2 small ships to handle. Okay, to be fair, we were not exactly small. Do you remember that Norway is damn large? Well, then why do we have it as a light cruiser? I originally had it as a heavy cruiser for a reason. Yeah, that's what I figured would happen. Done with that. I can't even afford a shuttle. Wait, what happened to all my shuttles then? We're going to go Type 2s and 4 of those because that's all I can afford. It's no longer the Intrepid, yet the Intrepid is our new fast cruiser. Sprague, I think that we need to reverse those functions again. Seems like a bit of a mistake to have the Intrepid as a heavy cruiser and the Norway to be a light cruiser when the Norway is larger than the Intrepid.
Battle stations.
Alright, let's see how much power this thing can actually generate. It's got a lot of empty space. It's not very heavy. And yet it's our heavy cruiser. Very much because Sprague and several others made a very loud statement saying, oh, no, no, no. Don't worry, the Norway, it's a light cruiser. Intrepids are the heavy cruisers. Trust us. And I did. And now we're gonna... Oh, cool! We got the Longstreet with us. The Longstreet is a guided dreadnought. I also want to check with... Yeah, you're just a freighter. Longstreet's a guided dreadnought. And so... Yeah, it's pretty cool. We're gonna get on over it so we can get some interesting shots of it. How much power do I got spare? I got loads. More speed. Let's see if the size on this one actually worked out. Kind of looks like it, but then again, this ship is currently a little bit too small than what it needs to be. Yeah, this here's a Charleston class, and this is our guided dreadnought, which I think is very cool. But I have been told by several people that my taste in starships is not necessarily great. Should probably shoot at you just a little bit. There we go. And I'm going to focus mostly on beauty shots of this thing, because we are not going to be in dreadnoughts for a while. But yeah, that's our guided dreadnought. It's quite a nice ship. Apparently it's supposed to be a more powerful dreadnought than even the Galaxy, but I'm not quite sure on that, and frankly I didn't like the idea of the Galaxy not being our heavy dreadnought, and so this shall fill in for the guided dreadnought, which is a stage lighter in firepower, but I think it fits the role quite nicely. So, very majestic looking. And we didn't have to do anything for that fight. Yeah, so that's our guided dreadnought right there. Very happy to see it in action, actually. Look at the Norway. It's got a lot of empty space in the way that it's not filled out. Yeah, but it's still longer and wider, isn't it? So if that's the case, then couldn't you fit an Intrepid in that slot? Pop up over here. Come say hi. Yeah, I'll take a surprise reverse. Let's go seal clubbing. Just so we can basically beat the crap out of things. Although I kind of do regret that I haven't had a chance to work on the Klingon fleet, because this would be the perfect opportunity to do that. Because surprise reverses are just... the enemy is set out for you to look at. Although this would be a Romulan ship, so... well, near enough a Romulan ship. Well, let's just get on top of them and annihilate them before they can do anything. They're all phaser ones. That's unfortunate. So, this is our maximum speed? Yeah, this is basically our maximum speed. Huh. So we can't hit full power while having all weapons charged. But I suppose that's reasonable. Prep one of these, a scatter pack, and give me... I don't need that. We're gonna dive on top of this light cruiser and annihilate it. Ooh, you're a K5 RB. Stop. All weapons. Oh, this is... yeah, this is indeed the Romulan fleet. That's a little bit dangerous. So got a very decent hit on that. Unfortunately... oh, is it going to go through? Oh, beautiful. Alright, so we got pretty much all the hits on through. You should be posting these on the Discords, bro. Just make a size chart or something. Although that's kind of what I've been doing. I've been going through and having the Daystrom Institute website up on one screen and then popping in and out of the game on the other. It takes forever.
Scatterpack standing by.
And to be fair, we're not doing quite fully canon ship sizes yet. Although I think I may just move in that direction eventually. Just so that there's no complaints about the mod. Also note the Intrepid is almost 100,000 metric tons over the Norway. No sympathy. That's gonna go with you. You're dead. That way I can focus on you with all of my firepower. That worked out quite nicely. So now I've just got the Klingon gunship and a snipe. Nice and easy. Damaging most of his systems. That was a good hit. He's got one plasma torpedo, which if he activates, he can shoot me with. Which, you know, would be a bit unfortunate. Hey, look, he activated, and he got to shoot me with it. So that wasn't planned. Alright, last snipe. For us to finish our seal clubbing. I should sell this ship. I really should. We're not showing off anything new by flying it. I mean, it's a very beautiful Excelsior, don't get me wrong. And there's a reason why we made it our standard heavy cruiser, but there's nothing interesting being portrayed here. Let's go check out the shipyard. I'm going to swap out ships. What do we got? The CVSR would have been a really nice thing to look at if we went back when we had the cash. CLDs, no, I'd prefer to avoid the drone cruisers. An LF? All question marks. I don't know what that would be then. FFV, no. NCM, no. New Aegis cruisers. I know the new Aegis cruisers have a specific model for them. Just don't remember what it was. That goes for a lot of ships in the fleet at the moment. DD Plus is... Yeah, the DDs are all Cheyenne classes. ECLR? No. Yeah, we just don't quite have enough cash in order to do anything. It's somewhat irritating. I should cheat and just give myself infinite monies. But I'm not going to bother. There we go, that's all we needed. Now we can set on this place and keep flying our Excelsior. If we do not have another ship in a half hour, I will sell and just buy any ship that currently happens to be there. I'm going to Anomaly. I hate going on the Anomaly mission, but we're going to have to. But yeah, as soon as we get rid of this Majestic class, although I suppose it is just an Excelsior, the happier I will be. Just from the standpoint of having something a little bit more modern looking. I have debated back and forth about making the heavy cruiser line a little bit more split up, rather than having it sort of homogenized all around the entirety of the Excelsior. Without actually having the Excelsior. The BCE is actually still a thing in our current version of the game. We have a heavy cruiser out there, photon torpedoes proximity. As soon as we hit in a range, we're opening fire. And the reason for that is power is going to be a huge problem, so there is literally no point in trying to save your energy. Oh god, no. You're a fighter carrier. What did I do to deserve this? This is the worst possible ship we could have run into for an Anomaly mission. We may be dead. Yeah, that might actually be the way in which this mission concludes. We may just die. There goes our power. Okay, we got the one. Why make a mission like this? I don't know why the creators of the game decided to construct this mission. I think it's a terrible mission in every single way, but it was included, and I haven't had the heart to just remove it as being the most irritating mission to ever have to work with. Phaser capacitor is empty. We got power again. Yay! Can I do anything with that power? No.
Stabilizing warp core.
Fire the phasers. The phasers are not ready, sir. Photon torpedo is normal mode. There we go. Now we're getting something done here. Just a couple more phasers and we'll have this fighter dead. There we go. Okay, so the fighters are all dead. So now, he's not nearly as dangerous, but he's still a fairly large ship. Gonna get more speed going on here. So I'm no longer having my aft shield exposed to the enemy. Photon torpedoes. Engaged. Oh wow, 3 hits? At least my phasers are reliable. We've got 10 of the damn things. So the phasers are quite our main sort of swinging stick on this ship. I mean, yeah, we've got 4 photon torpedoes, but that's just gravy. The real firepower is in these phasers. I think they know that. Photon torpedoes. Hey, we did much better on that one. And now we have no power, which amusingly has stopped us both next to each other. So, Marines, hi. He's got 6, I've got more. Can I weaken that a little bit by just shooting into his back? 4, so we're 4 for 4. Why are my transporters not charged? Seems very odd to me. Send in the Marines. Alright, we've got him. It's just a matter of time at this point. Yeah, we took a hit to do it, but we'll have him captured. It'll be great. So we're just going to accelerate away from him. Shoot into his back there. So now he's got basically nothing left. He's got 1 Marine team left, and we should be able to have this thing captured and get a little bit extra prestige. I always do my best not to play them. Yeah, me too, but the alternative was a convoy raid. I wasn't feeling super confident about it. Well, there goes the power. Hey, we got it. Alright, mission complete on that one. Yeah, this mission is not particularly fun, but it is one that is required to get done. The alternative was the convoy raid, and I wasn't feeling confident about the convoy raid. So instead, we came over here and did this, and made negative 84 prestige, but plus 620. Not sure what happened there, but I'm just gonna roll with it. Hi, shipyard. And CD, I'd rather not get a heavy cruiser. Ooh, that's a good ship that we could get our hands on. 3,000 prestige, though, is a little bit outside of our budget. Let's be honest with ourselves. TNG, no. NER. The NER is close. No. DWD, don't know what I have for that. I know what I have for the DWC. I like the DWC a lot, but that would be putting us back pretty significantly. Such a mistake to pick up the CB. I knew it was going to be a mistake the moment I bought it, but... Alright, sell that. Or not sell that, but build, buff, repair that. That's the word I'm looking for. There we go, and give me some spare parts. Give me up to 10 is fine. We'll max out mines just to have them. And give me at least 16 Marines. That'll do. That'll do, pig. Diplomatic delivery. I can't leave this tile anyway, and convoy escorts tend to go way against you. So this ought to be good. Oh, a planet in the middle of the asteroid field. What do we got? We have a friend, it's the Babylon, and it's a pirate ship, so it doesn't really matter. And off in the distance, we have a single light cruiser, which I will bet is packing some description of plasma. I don't know why, just getting that feeling. That plasma should be avoided, and he's probably got some. CB is surprisingly slow. Buff up that. Send a probe just to double check. And if you do have plasma, we'll be able to deal with that in short order. Oh, never mind, you don't. Okay, lovely. That'll make my life a heck of a lot easier.
Wild Weasel ready. Scatter pack shuttle ready.
Wow, none of them? Not a single hit. Oh, crap. Let's not hit the asteroid. Alright, so that's gonna take a little while to get reset. Photon. Oh, I didn't set my photon torpedoes proximity mode, did I? Oh well. Hey, you're open. You've taken a missile shot already, and yeah, you're basically... Oh, wow. What? How did he do all that to me? It doesn't really matter. He's not going to be alive for much longer. Proximities. There we go. All 4 hit. It's only a little bit of damage, but any amount of damage is good damage. So just continue to circle in on him, cycle in on the man. Was that a scatter pack? It was. And I'm running at maximum speed of time, which makes my point defense systems the least possible effective. I'd try and capture him, but the fighters would kill him before I have a chance. Yeah. Okay. Yellow alert.
Yellow alert.
There we go. That's the button I wanted. Let's drop off Mr. Diplomat. Who actually owns this planet? Looks like we're going to a pirate planet. So yeah, we'll drop this guy off. That'll give us 300 prestige, or is it? No, it's not like a surprise reverse. It's limited, so I'm gonna guess 267. That is my bet. And if it's less than that, I'll be moderately irritated, but not egregiously so. Alright, lock onto that. Come over to the shuttle bay. Prepare. Oh, not the shuttle bay. Transporters. Not the tractor beam. Oh, that's really close.
Target eliminate.
We came within less than 1 on that, so that could have been a little bit of an uncomfortable brush with the planet. And apparently we sent him to bomb something, so that's an interesting thing. So successful deployment of the... I'm gonna suppose he's a spy actually, because he blew something up. 280. Okay, that's about what I figured it'd be. A little bit more actually, but still. All right, patch that. We're still just keeping our missiles on basics because it's cheap and I need money as fast as possible. Because it's got to be a while before we can get any of these. But we really do want one of them, so we do need to get our cash up kind of soon. Planetary assaults are probably the best way to do it. Unfortunately, one would take a lot of time, and two, well, actually, no, that's pretty much it. They'll take a lot of time. I'd rather not have to. Come over here. Oh, I don't want a suicide shuttle. I don't need it. There we go. What do we got? It's the Blackjack. So we've got another pirate vessel escorting us on this one. Nothing special. Come over here. Set the shields. We'll just run through everything. My goal is to sort of blitz through these missions as fast as I can so we can get enough cash to get something a little bit more interesting of a ship. Oh, it's an E6! Oh, this model desperately needs to be replaced. I really got to start working on the Klingon fleet, but I can't do it until after I finish resizing all the Federation stuff.
Wild Weasel ready.
That is the thing that is holding everything back. Because if I move on from the Federation, I'll never come back to them. Like, I'll have everything fixed, and then I'll be gone, and then the Federation will have ships that'll be all over the place, and every other faction will be properly sized. Sprogue over here, Mr. Slave Driver. Okay, oh, that was quite accurate of you, sir. However, photon torpedoes, of which, again, 3 of them missed. And then my massive phaser barrage. Because I know you can't take that. He's doing a speed of 21. Although this is the most disappointing heavy cruiser class. It's barely counts as a heavy cruiser, honestly. It is just all sorts of disappointing. So we'll... I don't want to increase speed time too much because then you can do crap like that. While we are waiting for our systems to charge. There we go. Cut through your shields once again. Get your missiles out and get a couple of phasers on. And hey, you're back onto the side that I have the best shield for. We'll return fire and we should be good. So give me another couple of salvos and he'll be having basically no defenses and hopefully crippled and dying. Yeah, that'll be a good way to defend yourself, but I'll just ease off in this direction very slightly, and it won't so much as touch me. Photon torpedo is ready to go. He doesn't have attack shift, though. And he is high energy turning. I didn't have... There we go. I don't know why he high energy turned to give me a shot at his open shield, but I'm gonna take it when it presents itself. His speed has dropped way down, so let's just pull a distant... you know what? I was about to use a scatter pack, but there's no point. We've got him. Because he's doing a speed of 0.5 and he's sitting there. I doubt he's got anything left. Yep, that was correct. Yeah, he did not have a good day. I don't know why he did it. Opening up his most weak shield to us when we had full loaded photon torpedoes. At least the gunner crew actually managed to hit him this time. 204 prestige is almost nothing. Not for the amount of cash that we need. Oh, it's at the bottom of the map. Enigma! Oh, a great mission to take. Enigma can be cheesed so hard if you have the right spawn location. Which we do. Okay, lovely. I want phasers to half charge, photon torpedoes to overload, and give me all the speed you can muster. Honestly, maybe this is a bit of a mistake to half charge it. Let's give me a peek inside. He has medical supplies that we need to steal. Okay, so there is that. Working, I suppose, against us? Not really, but... Oh, it's a frigate. Good, lovely, so I don't need to worry all that much about it. Another point of speed. Tractor beam is almost done. Or not tractor beam, but phaser capacitor is almost done. You know what, steal it all. There we go. Freeze up all the power in the universe. Well, not quite, but we're doing good. Alright, give me your medical supplies for like 90 prestige. And please then give me the forward shields back. Thank you, because I am going to be shooting him with... Oh, crap. He's got a... Seriously? So we're going to pass by him in high energy turn. Because in case you haven't noticed, he had just a massive attack shift on that one. So let's get ready for a quick turn to just butcher him. And electronic warfare. Hi, how long until you're matched? A little bit longer than I otherwise would have preferred. Okay, so now he now actually recognizes as a threat. Good, that worked out much better than anticipated. We stole the medical supplies, we blew up the ship, and we didn't actually take any damage. So that'll work out quite nicely. Another 200 and something, puts us up to 14. How does the heavy cruiser have a 100% chance for a high energy turn? Because it's a heavy command cruiser. It's more advanced. It's quite powerful. It's amazing. You don't start running into sub 100% chances until you hit dreadnoughts. Yeah, I'm just going to overload the photon torpedoes. We'll have them all ready to go. That'll be good, so I can convert a couple shells as well. Perfect! Yeah, the heavy cruisers should have it. Early heavy cruisers I'm not a positive on. I know there's quite a few ships in the early era that do not get 100% high energy turn. Yeah, I think the Norway had an 87%. So. I'm not quite sure what determines high energy turn success chance. But yeah, this is a more advanced ship design, and so therefore gets to benefit from superior warp technology. That's the excuse I'm going to go with. Okay, photon torpedo. I can take that. Means photon torpedoes what? 2 missiles? Hey, guess who guessed? He's got 3 photon torpedoes, so he's got a light cruiser's worth of photon torpedoes. Oh, only 1 miss. Not bad gunnery teams, and that was all overloaded. So we got 50 damage on through already. Shocked several of his systems offline. We need to slow way down. And don't think there's any chance of me getting any missiles through that, so there's no point in trying to launch a scatter pack, which could be a helpful thing. Put on even more. You have a fairly significant forward shield, which is actually kind of impressive if I weren't your enemy. Come on, give me the phasers. That hurt. That hurt a lot more than I wanted to admit. But I did get a shot in right through his aft shields. So we've got that going for us. You know what? Open fire with a missile. Yeah, I figured he'd be able to shoot it down immediately. Although, he doesn't have a shuttle bay anymore, which does work out quite nicely for us. So as long as he doesn't have a shuttle bay, we could just try and dump the scatter pack on him. Which I think the scatter pack will probably kill him. Or, he could hold on to me. We could turn to face each other with all of our heavy weapons. Suppose he does have better forward shields, so that turn is kind of good for him, but we're going to slip in behind him again. Or not, as the case may be. He doesn't have that shield anymore. I'm going to work with that. A couple of missiles, which he has run out of power for. Okay, we need to build out distance, then we're going to high energy turn and use the photon torpedoes. 3, 2, 1. Swing it around. Comes around so slowly. Good hits, 3 of them. Nice, I thought I was going to have to use a scatter pack and we didn't. So we did get a penetration through our port rear shield, so that might require a bit of a repair. But other than that, things were not terrible. I'm not quite sure what to do with this, with the Majestic. I mean, it's a beautiful ship, don't get me wrong, but the higher end heavy cruisers might not be the best choice for it to represent as well. Because we are starting to get into the era where we should be running into more Borg era fleet ships, and we're still trundling along in what is basically a glorified Excelsior. Alright, we got a heavy cruiser, which is unfortunate, and another heavy cruiser, which is also unfortunate, and you know what? Screw you guys, I'm going home. Yeah, I'm not fighting this. There's no reason to. We're in the middle of empty space, and I don't feel like getting into a slogging match with 2 heavy cruisers that probably can beat the crap out of us, especially if one of them's a carrier, which I think he is. Yeah, he's an LVSR. So he brought fighters to the battle, and we don't have a great capability to fight fighters. Well, we do have an AMD. Like, we've got 2 of them. It's not going to be sufficient. I want to get rid of this ship, and to get rid of this ship, I want to be able to sell it so that I can get something for my investment on it. I mean, it was a fairly expensive ship, and it should sell for a decent price. And that'll allow us to get a better ship sooner. You do want your Intrepid, don't you, Sprog? No balls. Well, apparently we shouldn't be going for that Intrepid then, because clearly you don't want it. So we'll zip on off of here and make sure that nothing's... Oh, don't crash. You can do it. I believe in you. There it goes. Alright, pop back up here. Hi, shipyard. What do you got for me? Got CLRs, which I'm not interested in at all. FFGRs, NECRs, these are escort cruisers. Honor is more important than an Intrepid. You heard it here first, folks. There it is. NCF. Okay, first we need to find the... well, actually, supply. It's worth 1,000, so I need to sell it for about 1,000. That's not great. Okay, shipyard, what's the cheapest ship you got? I see 415. 151, perfect. Buy. Shipyard, or supply. Trade in the permit. Shipyard. NCF. This is an NCF, right? Yes, it is. Purchase that. Supply. And trade in the small ship. Okay, there we go. We are now in a new fast cruiser, which I will now equip to be as dangerous as possible. So there we are, Sprog. We now have an Intrepid class. The ship that you have been hunting for since the very beginning is now in our hands. Alright, finished with that. We're all kitted out. We have no money. And it's a diplomatic delivery for the first mission, so we'll get to try out our brand new vessel. The time to see if the Intrepid is still sized right.
Battle stations.
There we are. Take a look at that. See, just want to get up to my maximum speed before things break loose. Okay. Wow, we are incredibly quick. It's Voyager. This was one of the big reasons why we ended up doing this mod. Look at that. That's great. That's beautiful. Defiant when... See, he wasn't content to get his Intrepid. Now he wants Defiant. Where is the enemy? I don't think the enemy actually showed up. That's going to be useful. So we are incredibly quick in terms of speed. But yeah, this is our Intrepid class, which I believe is quite a beautiful one. Let's increase the speed. Yeah, Defiants are not until the X era. We only just got into the era where we can get new fast cruisers. So actually, what is our... We've got 2 photon torpedoes, 2 missile racks, and 10 phasers. So we've got basically the same phaser complement, but half the photon torpedoes. So that's a bit rough. And then 2 can shut that off, and then that can be number 3. So 1 is phasers, 2 is photon, 3, and I'm also going to unselect the AMD so it doesn't mess with me. All right, there we go. Now, there was one Intrepid that I had that had the nacelles raised, but I didn't think that would work. There needs to be a whole Dominion war campaign? We could make one. I mean, that's doable. It depends on who gets to be the Dominion, though. So, for Phase 2, I suppose we could do something like that. Alright, let's do this. Camera lock off. Make sure that we align ourselves so that we're not going to kill ourselves on the planet. And transporters, we're getting awfully darn close. And turn. There we go. Sacrificing the angels. Yeah, we could do it. I think I have... No, yeah, actually, we do have all the ships, I believe, from Sacrifice of the Angels. Okay, so where is the enemy, then? Okay, so the enemy did not spawn, so we can just leave. But yeah, we could do Sacrifice of the Angels, and we have all the ships for it. What's Sacrifice of the Angels, or what's the ship, Laurendale? But welcome to the stream, by the way. Sacrifice of the Angels is an episode of DS9 where it's a massive battle between the Dominion and the Federation. And I suppose the Klingons as well, but that might be a spoiler. Not quite sure how that works. The ship, on the other hand, is an Intrepid class, which was famously commanded by Captain Janeway when she stupidly marooned her entire crew into the Delta Quadrant. So let's get on here. What's that emoji? You meant the ship? Yeah, she's an Intrepid. So Sprogue has asked for it, and so we finally got it. It is a new fast cruiser. Not a ship design that or not a ship class I normally use. I prefer to have the most heavily armed Federation ships I can get my hands on, because the Federation do lack a little bit. Hey, that's no way to talk about the Intrepid? Well, it's true. It was commanded by Janeway. Alright, that worked. Apparently it was an astounding victory, too. So, I think next what we'll do is we'll build up enough cash, give Saber. Sabers are in the game. Trying to remember what they are. I think they're battle frigates. So yeah, we could get some. We'll have to look for FFB. So remember FFB, that will be the keyword to get us a frigate. Should be rather cheap, but we'll need to save up a little bit of cash for it. So we could probably... fairly shortly we probably could save up to have 2 Sabers sort of escorting us. So we'll rush on forward with the Voyager. There it is. We've got a heavy cruiser to kill. You are getting a replacement model. I already have it all planned out. It is a BRH, a Battle Raider Heavy.
Scatter pack standing by.
Actually, no. So you're not the one that I have the model all prepared for, but it'll probably end up being the same. But don't tell anybody, Sprogue, that we have a special model specifically for the ship for him. If he finds out. It was very convenient that the Far Faster Federation ship was the one that got dumped into another sector. Well, there was another Federation ship that got dumped there too. Everybody always forgets the Equinox and the evil things that Janeway did. Give him a couple of missiles. Hey, that almost got through. I'm really surprised he hasn't shot at us yet. Okay, I'm not quite sure what he's playing at, but I'm not going to complain. Because I can now use that point of power to free up an electronic countermeasure to mess with him. He is quite quick, but then again, so are we. Although he is much larger than we are, and he has engine doubling. So there's that working in his favor. We haven't actually managed to cut through his shields just yet, but that's probably going to change relatively shortly. I was expecting him to have fighters, if I'm completely honest. 3, 2, 1, now. And we knocked out his shield. Lovely. Big Star Trek fan, I meant that I didn't like Voyager or the Intrepid class. I don't mind the Intrepids. I think they're pretty interesting ships. Voyager has some good episodes. This cannot be denied. Stop shooting my stern shield. You're being jerks. Like so, phasers. There we go. Oh wow, he's got an attack shift of 2. Jeez, how much are you committed to this, man? I wish I could, like, deploy drone decoys. Just in the same way that pseudoplasma torpedoes exist. They've managed to cut through several of his shields. DS9 is best series? DS9 has probably the best long-running plot. I don't know if it's the best series, though. TNG will always hold a very, very special place in my heart. After all, it is my Star Trek. The one that I grew up with. You know what? Shoot the photon torpedoes. Hey, we got a hit. I think the photon torpedoes are actually coming from the right hard points, too. That's lovely. DS9 for the win. Oof. We got all DS9 fans here. Other Star Treks need to be represented. Okay, good. The point defense system handled that perfectly. Although, he only took 39 damage from my phaser barrage, which indicates that his ECM is being very effective. Although, as long as we can, you know, stick behind him, he probably can't do a whole heck of a lot. Or, you know, he could do that. Yeah, that works too as a strategy, I suppose. Especially because if he can, you know, get behind us, he can rip over that aft shield, and we don't want that. So I would like to keep him facing my front, just so I don't have to worry about things. I have a lot of power to throw in that forward shield, since we don't have any power for photon torpedoes. Aha, we are through his aft shields. And look at all the ship systems that are just dying on him. Pair of missiles, Mr. Tambourine Man. Be fun to play as the Borg. You see, we've talked about Borg a couple of times, and every single time the consensus ends up coming back down to we shouldn't make the Borg a playable faction. Because the Borg can snowball really, really quickly if we make them, like, realistically powerful. So it's a bit of a curb stomp. And also, who would the Borg actually ally with? Grew up watching TNG and reruns of TOS. I haven't actually ever finished TOS. don't tell anybody that, but I've never actually completed watching TOS all the way through. Watched several episodes like, interspersed in between, but... Oh good, we're a Commodore now. So they give us a little bit of free extra cash. Shipyard, I'm looking for a battle frigate. That's not it, is it? FBD? No. So we're looking for FFB, which should be out here somewhere. But it should be a fairly common ship class, shouldn't it? No? We could just buy this FB and figure out what it is. You're not quite sure. Oh, you're freighters. Ooh. That can't be right. Said it was freighters, but I don't quite believe it. I need FB, so I actually started in the wrong section for that. Because I will have more luck going in this direction. Yeah, I gotta get through all the destroyers, but there's only so many destroyers. Yeah, FBVs. I don't know what these are. But they're not battle frigates. Yeah, we're looking for FFB. You know, if it's available, which no guarantee. Who would win an idealist view on the world and TV ratings or a cold hard space political thriller? Are you talking about The Expanse or Star Trek? Don't really know. That's a good question. Destroyer escort. Well, no. TDL, no. War Destroyer I don't have enough for. We need more cash. TNG versus DS9. I know. Oh crap, we're gonna fight the Romulans here. I don't want to fight Romulans. I came to this end of the galaxy to avoid Romulans. Poke in and say hi. Sure, let's asteroid base assault. We're not really designed for sieging at all, so maybe they'll actually give us a bit of support on this one. But, really the correct mission for us to have picked was the convoy raid. We are, after all, a fast cruiser. Taking out installations like this is not our job. So, Season 1 of TNG is rough, sure. But TNG got really good and did a lot to set up the universe so that DS9 had a already established location. Because really, the difference between TOS and TNG is huge in terms of culture. So, there was really only so much they could use from TOS to set things up. Whereas Deep Space Nine basically got to take everything out of TNG and here, this is my world. I'll build more out of it, but this is the world. Okay, 44 damage. He's doing fine. Unfortunately, I have an AMD selected, which I can't unselect. Oh, he's out of his... He's no longer got an AMD. He's got no shuttle bay, so we should be able to finish him off quite quickly. And this is what happens when you take your bird of prey against a Federation warship. Perfect. Alright, on to the asteroid base. Proximity. That'll free up a little bit more power for us to do things with it. Mainly travel quickly and fire photon torpedoes. So just as soon as we can. Come over here, give me 6 points of electronic countermeasure, and slow down a little bit, just so that we're all set up for this. Defense shift to 0, we're within range. Both missed. Well, we only had a 33% chance to hit from this range. Oh, this is going to take forever. This is going to take years. Because we don't have enough photon torpedoes to really make this work. Missed again? Everything? Are you kidding me? From this range? But the better sci-fi shows are the Orville and the Expanse. I don't know about the Orville compared to straight line Star Trek. Nah. Compared to current Discovery, yeah, I'd vote the Orville, but not like classic Trek. Orville's great. Don't get me wrong. Love the show, but it's not better than classic Trek. It is better than Disco. I will give you that, though. Disco is wholly disappointing in many, many ways. Yeah, this is gonna take a week.
Scatter pack standing by.
We'll help out. We're prepared to follow up with our missiles just as soon as these... That was my forward shield after doing that. Not great. Not terrible. I will agree to disagree, Matthew. Disco's a lost cause for me. Big pizza cutter in space. Hey, let's be fair to everybody now. Most Federation ships are giant pizza cutters in space. Where one woman does anything? That's part of it. The other part of it is most of the characters on Disco are just wholly unlikable. They've mistaken edgy for good writing. It's a bit of a problem. Yeah, this is going to take a while. Disco Season 2 was amazing. You've heard it here first, folks. Sprogue is all in on that Disco Season 2. Yeah, looks like we can just blitz him with every shot every single time. It'll take a little less time, but it's still going to take forever. Not sure why I took this mission. Should have known better. But I am currently still half operating under a Gorn mentality, where knocking out starbases is a simple fact of the matter of firing 1 or 2 salvos. Sprogue loves it. Hot take from Lauren Hill about Burnham. Well, that's a pretty common take about Burnham. She's not a particularly likable character. Anyway. Probably the best season 2 of any Star Trek. Yeah, that's bullshit. Sorry, Sprogue. That's not true. Yeah. Only good character is the engineering lady they save at the start of episode 2. Like if you ask me to watch any season 2 of whatever Star Trek, I'd pick that. Really? You would pick that. Let's go check out a couple of other season 2s. So DS9 season 2. What was the big plot in that? Oh yeah, we meet the Jem'Hadar, The Wire, Profit and Loss, Armageddon Game, Collaborator. Maquis Part 1 and 2. Really? Really, Sprogue? Maquis Part 1 and 2 is in Season 2 of DS9. You're wrong, sir. I think those that hate Discovery are literally the most hypocritical people. Hi, I'm someone who doesn't like Discovery. Star Trek takes time to settle in, and is doing well by the second season, has very good potential. I've watched Season 1 of the original series, I've watched Season 1 of Deep Space Nine, and watching both of those shows, I had a sense of positiveness about Star Trek. Disco, I just looked and it's like, it's tons of visual lights and it's not really anything that makes me give a damn about these people. I don't like them. I don't have a connection with any of them that makes me think that, hey, I care about what you're doing. But all Star Trek shows have had made Season 1 and 2? Yeah. That's fair. I'm not saying Discovery can't be redeemed. I'm just saying that so far it ain't for me. Alright, we're going to take it out in this silo. Not quite. Get closer. We can. Nowadays, y'all would drop TNG at a first glance? Untrue. You know why? Because I watched TNG recently on Netflix and just binged from beginning to end. So, I'm no stranger to slow burn introductions to television series. I mean, The Expanse, a lot of people were saying, oh, well, it doesn't really get good until, you know, close quarter battle. But you know what? I fell in love with The Expanse from episode 1. So, slow burn and kind of weird things like that, you're barking up the wrong tree if you're trying to tell me that I would not appreciate what currently has come before. So, Lorca was interesting. The mirror universe is an interesting idea, but... And there it goes. The DS9 had like 5 great episodes in Season 2. Oh, Sprogue with the DS9 hate. Oh, so cruel. Alright, so we got a tile neutralized, pushing back on the Klingons. Hey, we didn't actually take any penetrating hits, so we don't have to go home. Enigma, great mission. We can take advantage of that. By the way, we can also blame Sprogue for the ship choice. He desired the Intrepid so much. And now we only have 2 photon torpedoes. Photon torpedoes actually set them to overload. So I can actually get in relatively quickly and on top of the target. These knives are my favorite Star Trek, but it takes a while to get good. Nah. Babylon 5 is another one that everybody tells me, oh, Babylon 5 Season 1 is terrible. That's not. I like Babylon 5 from start to finish. DS9 was kind of tired at Season 3. Season 4 took a great turn. 5, 6, and 7 were god tier television. And then they ruined Gul Dukat. Oh, I hated what they did to Gul Dukat. Such a great, complex, interesting character. Here, let me turn him into this weirdo cult leader and just go fully nuts on this. One of the greatest villains in television. Goldicott is awesome, and I'm really salty about what they did to his character. I forgot that you come in with just maximum electronic countermeasure because you don't have anybody to actually fight. Alright, let's get ready to whip this thing around. We whip our ship back and forth. Hey, exploded! Teleported inside out, and then it exploded. Hey, we cut through, managed to hit him with one of the photon torpedoes. So, hey, that's working, I suppose. More phasers? No, we've run out because all of our phasers are phaser ones, which is both a blessing and a curse. It means that we have no layered defense. An unstable guy had his friend shoot his daughter? Nah, they went too far. Hit of the circle plotline. DS9 has probably some of the better rants and quotes. And pretty much the Cardassians, whenever they're on screen, are generally tend to be some of the best characters in the entire show. You know you've done a great job if people adore your villains. And people do adore the Cardassians. There's a reason why I wanted to make the Cardassians the Gorn, because I figured if I made them the Gorn, they would be a very useful race in the game. But people all shot that idea down, and I was very sad. Because I was going to have, like, Galores with plasma torpedoes coming in. Oh, it was going to be great. But no. People didn't want that. People want the Gorn to stay in. Which I suppose is reasonable. And so they stay. Oh, that's interesting. I forgot you are ridiculously competent with all of those weapons. Oh, wrong button. That's the button. We're basically just wasting missiles every time we fire them. You voted yes on that? Yes, this is true. Sproke did vote yes on that, but most of the people didn't. True victories to me. Ah, yes. His monologue to everyone. It was really best when he made Major Kira question the difference between them. Like, she could be so insufferably self-righteous at times, for good reason. And I loved it whenever he just kind of like poked her balloon with like, what makes you special? And it was a lot of fun. Their dynamic was fantastic. Really, anything with Kira is pretty good. Like, I say that she's insufferably self-righteous, but that's a character trait. It's not a, oh, the actor did a bad job. No, she did an amazing job of portraying a resistance fighter who had been through absolute hell and was now coming to terms with like this new reality. Did it in such a great way. Kira's great. Oh good, 2 good hits. Don't worry, JJ, I wasted torpedoes. That's a good idea. The Gorn idea? I hope so. Yeah, that's what I wanted to do. And Sisko is... I want to call him second best captain. Picard will always be my first, and I'm not familiar enough with Kirk after, or the original series Kirk as compared to movie Kirk. But Sisko's great. And not... Oh, I don't know if I can put Kirk below Sisko. Because Wrath of Khan is my favorite Star Trek movie, for many good reasons, of which Kirk is quite a few of them. In the Pale Moonlight, ooh, that is possibly one of my favorite episodes of Trek in general.
Tractor beams set.
Sisko punched Q? Picard never did that. Yeah, Pale Moonlight is probably one of my favorite Star Trek episodes. And it is one of the reasons why I like Sisko so much, because he is such this dark and complex character. He is not Picard in so many ways. And they did a great job of really nailing that home throughout the entire series, and Pale Moonlight was one of the best times. He deserves number 2? Kirk doesn't have the same moral conflicts. Yeah, but he has a lot of chemistry with his crew. Complexity. Kirk has complexity. Kirk has a lot of complexity. He gets a bad rap from people who don't pay enough attention. And the stuff that he struggles with. Oh wow, that was a brilliant maneuver right there, buddy. I gotta give you credit for that. That was fantastic.
Repairing warp engines.
I totally forgot you could do things like that. Don't worry, we'll kill you soon. Another great episode. I know people like meme it to death, but the episodes where Cisco is I don't think I have one ready. The episodes where Cisco is playing the author for the science fiction stories in the past. Those are really good, and I know people like make fun of it because of the sort of the ridiculousness of when Cisco's going like it's real and that sort of thing, but he really puts a ton of emotion into that part, and I love that episode. It was really good. It's real. I always liked the way that he acted out Cisco. It always kind of resonated with me a lot, which is one of the reasons why I like him so much. And I remember, not recently, but a couple of months ago, there was someone who was talking about the acting style that Cisco's actor did for him, and said, "Oh, I can't get over the punctuation in it when he's really angry and like he's hammering home words and it gets a little bit choppy and kind of Kirk-like." And all I can see is no, that's a guy who has incredibly strong emotions and is really working hard to keep them in check. And the other thing that I really like about it is it shows up when he's faking being angry, which shows that Cisco knows that he has this problem with trying to control those kinds of emotions, and he's learned how to make it work for him. Cisco's a great character. I enjoy streams where we can just sort of chat about Star Trek. It's a lot of fun. What do you expect from a logical man whose grip on reality was compromised? It's a great meme, but it's a better episode. It doesn't get nearly as much credit as it kind of deserves. Oh, great. We've got a heavy cruiser. What kind of heavy cruiser are we dealing with? ADW. Okay, you are a triple nacelle, which means I'm probably dealing with another one of those. Repairs. Oh, we're actually good on repairs. Lovely. Give me one of these, and overloaded one of these. And we'll maximize speed time. And get ourselves up to speed. We're going to need some counter capabilities with our electronic countermeasures. Should probably just go up on my ECM though. Force him to react to me rather than the other way around. Move along home.
Decoy shuttle ready.
Gonna have to
Scatter pack shuttle
remember the names. Oh god, no. 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 Just no. Go away. Not happening. Terrible episode. Oh. It's like, that seems familiar. Why? Oh, yeah, that's right. The worst episode of Deep Space Nine ever. Okay, so well, at least he cleaned me, so I don't have to worry about the missiles. Fix that, we're good. No, just, Sprout, you can, no. Apparently they were supposed to have a much larger budget, and the budget for it got completely slashed, and that's why the episode was so horrifically bad. That may be the worst episode of Trek, period. And there are some pretty terrible Season 1 episodes of The Next Generation. It would be blood if Disco had an episode like that. I don't think Disco can have an episode like that, purely from a visual standpoint. I think it may be impossible, because CGI has come so far and become so much more affordable that you can't have an episode quite that bad. Because it wasn't just terrible writing, it was also just terrible visuals that did not work on any level. I don't think Disco is capable of having an episode quite like that. Making my life difficult, IKV Demolisher. The fact that you are a heavy cruiser that is able to outmaneuver a fast cruiser is always fun. Mainly because the Klingons are incredibly nimble and maneuverable, and they can do whatever the hell they want. If you're gonna run away, I'm gonna go to the planet. See ya. Advanced levels of terrible. That would be an accurate way to describe it, yes. Oh, have you decided you want to come back? Only now does he realize his total failure. Well, he had to demonstrate that he was fully functional. Also, that ended up moving into things that actually were good. The fact that they made it so that Tasha was one of his closest relationships, and he was able to reflect on that in a couple of episodes. And then, you know, the Tasha returning episodes in multiple fashions. Those were pretty good too. That wasn't all terrible. That actually led into something that was okay. Photon torpedoes. Oh, good hits. Phasers to smash on through, and I'm already on my way out. And we can slow down so we can get things back under control. Oh, good. We hit something important with that one. He's down to a speed of 13. And dropping. Wonder how much ammunition he has left. That is one of the biggest problems with drone cruisers. You run out of ammo? You are done, sir. What is it? Ensigns of Command, which is the one where Picard is trying to lead like 3 kids around the ship to restore power and everything because he's got like a broken leg. That's not a terrible one. If a bad episode can generate good episodes, I'm on board. Because it did bring across some good concepts. Problem with episodes like that, create an artificial environment to teach a lesson like Weird Games and Weird Sets, is that they have a total disregard for rating only the lesson. What's not a terrible one? What? They're also hella weird for the new audience. Yeah, they make it a little bit harder to get people interested in it when it's like, yeah, and then there's... wait, you mean the one that has that one episode? We don't talk about that one episode. With anybody. Okay, we've hit him pretty good. I don't want to be this slow and this close to him, though. For obvious reasons. Picard and his Kid K episode. I had fun with it. Watching Patrick Stewart act as a grumpy old man with kids and trying to pretend he doesn't like them. It was good. Alright, let's get on out of here so I can get this fixed. And, oh yeah, it's already on the list. TNG Transfigurations is a good episode. Transfigurations being... Let's see if I can... Enterprise crew saves a badly injured humanoid who possesses miracle powers but danger follows him. This isn't the episode where Crusher bangs a ghost, is it? Because that was a terrible episode. Flat out. Then you had the multitude of what makes something alive. And I'm not just talking Measure of Man, I'm also talking the one episode where the little repair bots in the starbase are starting to act as if they're alive and they're trying to figure out what the hell's going on. That was a cute episode. They sacrificed themselves in the end to save the station. Guy turns into glowing energy beam after being hunted down by his government. Maybe you should spread out your shield reinforcements. Everything is red except for your front shield. Yeah, but the front shield's the only one that matters. The front shield is the shield that faces him when I'm coming in to kill him. See? Perfect. I have timed things absolutely brilliantly. Let's see if I can time it perfectly, though. Nope. Perfect timing did not exist. Ooh, maybe it did. Aha! See? That worked out exactly as planned. Maybe a little bit closer, but... Episode with the nanobots that infest the computer. Yeah, and they start building like this hyper-advanced society inside. That was weird. Try and kill the one doctor. Data is dead. Well, it's clear they didn't want to commit to that bit, because B4 was clearly gonna be Data. I'll be interested to see what the Picard show does with it. If they do anything with it. And phasers. Why are you not firing missiles? I am confused. You cannot be out of ammunition already. You didn't fire that much. B4 will be discount Data. Almost a guarantee. Miss. Phasers being our only useful weapon.
Stabilizing warp core.
Yeah, I'm really not sure why he's not firing his missiles. I've given him several great opportunities. There we go. Diplomat delivered. Klingon intimidation force defeated. The Intrepid gets to look good, although maybe not so much considering people saw how long that battle took. over the super speed planet. It's pretty cool. Then they send the doctor down. And doesn't the doctor become like a god? Who's the one who becomes the god in that episode? Be his slightly slower brother. Yeah. Shipyard. Are any of the X ships out yet, or do I get to start buying escorts to improve my firepower? Oh, the BCG. I want to get a BCG so badly. Oh, the Steamrunners are out. Do we want a Steamrunner? So you got the M3 and the C1. C1 is 5 photon torpedoes. Jeez. That's impressive. What do you think, guys? Do we pick up a Steamrunner, or do we just keep saving to get a Nebula? Oh, and there's our Saber. Steamrunner, Saber, or just keep saving? Remember anyone becoming a god, but the doctor has to live a free lifetime. Sprogue says save, he wants a Nebula. We can't afford both at the moment. The Steamrunner is going to pretty much wipe us out. And then the Saber would be a cheaper pickup, but... And I'd rather not get a BCF for obvious reasons. Get to what? Get 2 Steamrunners? I don't think 2 Steamrunners or not Steamrunners, but Sabers are available. Got to make a decision now, because it's about to update and then we'll lose all the list. I think it would be cool if there was a mod that after you kept your ship, you actually keep it. Yeah, the excuse that we can use is that you don't have the parts to maintain it, and so it just becomes too big. Alright, Sprogue is winding save, and nobody else is contradicting him, so we shall save. Do like so. 20 to top off our missiles. I'd prefer not to do an astro base defense, but we could. Up over here. I'd like to do aggressive missions. Yeah, 17 patrol is broken, so I'm not going to take it. Oh, no mission? Are you serious? We'll do the Convoy raid. Technically, that's our job. Starfleet intelligence yeets that out of our hands? Yeah, pretty much. Save and get 2 Steamrunners. But that would require us to go down to heavy war destroyers out of our new fast heavy cruiser. Are you the... No, you're a freighter as well. I gotta get around to fixing the Klingon fleet. I want to do it so badly, but no, I've got to finish the resize project, which is just being massively a pain in the rear. Because there's so many ships to resize. I did not plan out ahead. Also, I didn't plan this out ahead properly because what I ended up doing was I ended up just putting them in the normal assets folder instead of properly quarantining them, like, you know, someone who actually has a brain. So that's a bit of an unfortunate thing. What are you? Please tell me you're nothing too dangerous. You're an FD5K. You're actually pretty dangerous. You're actually more powerful than I am. Which, you know, bit of a problem. Or maybe not. Well, in terms of heavy weapons, you're... Good hits. Pass on through. Can get it away before he beams out another one. And we're clear. Okay, good. To the fleet. How much power do I currently have available? I have 8.5 points of power. I'm going to steal all of it. Photon torpedoes on normal. So we're just going to zip around at a speed of like 25. Because we can. That's the advantage of being the fast cruiser. And switch the shield to aft. Only drop 1 point, so we got 1.5 points of shield. Works so fast. It's going to take us forever. He's doing a speed of 31 to catch up. Jeez. Oh no, he's zigzagging at a speed of 31, so he's not actually gaining the advantage of trying to travel incredibly quickly. More speed, you got the photon torpedoes and the phasers all charged, so we're just going to run in and start annihilating these people as we go through. A missed disruptor is wonderful to see. It means he can't actually hit us and kill us. This will be easy to kill, this will be a little bit more difficult to kill, this will be easy to kill, and this will be easy to kill, and you will be a bit of the pain, but we'll deal with that as we come to it. Phasers are on the ready. I think I can kill with phasers. I have 10 of them, which is more phasers than certain Gorn dreadnoughts. So, we have a fairly powerful phaser broadside. Broadside? No, not so much. Although I think only 8 of them can shoot forward, so there is that. Point blank range. Did not kill. Neither did the photon torpedoes. Apparently the photon torpedoes hit his front. Have a gift from me to you. Oh, it didn't work. I was hoping to have him dead. Alright, so our forward shield is almost dead. Our aft shield is almost dead, which is a bit of an irritation at the moment. Because splitting our shield reinforcement reduces its effectiveness by a lot. Oh, hi. I don't actually have a weapon to work with you. And my forward shield's not up. That's even worse. Jeez. Whose idea was it to take this mission? Oh, yeah. That's right. It was mine. Because this is supposedly our job. Give me missiles. Fire the missiles. And they did not quite make it. I was hoping. I had hope. I had faith of the heart. Stop shooting me. Please stop shooting me. I'm not able to use 3 of my phasers if I can't bring the forward weapons around to bear, which is rather unfortunate. Okay, here's my plan. It's a great plan, by the way. Because what he's now going to do is he's going to start doing loops, which, you know, makes my life a lot easier. Okay, can we get the forward shield back sometime soon? That'd be much appreciated. It is if I did the spacing just right on that. And fire. Most of his shields are out. If he's got a tractor beam, he can save himself. Oh, he had a wild weasel. That was clever, I suppose. Give him 2 more shields. Or did you have faith? Oh, that was such an odd choice to make for the theme song of your brand new series. It's like, this is a great idea, guys. People will really connect with this. And then they didn't. And now it is the biggest joke in Star Trek. Missiles away. I think we got him. Hi, buddy. I'm back. And I didn't have enough firepower to actually brace you because of, well, reasons. I really do need to get an escort on this one. You had 2 tractor beams? Really? Are you kidding me? You have the capability to handle all of my firepower? That is unfortunate. Photon torpedoes! Please get involved. I don't think I'm an arc, actually. Phasers will have to get involved instead. There we go. A little bit more. Come on, give me more phasers. And you. You can have more of those. We're taking too long. We are getting to a point where we're starting to get close to the edge of the map. How is he not slowed down by this, like, at all? The closing theme was cool. Be good and bad. You're not interesting to me just yet. I gotta kill all your buddies first. Then I can deal with your crap. How is my repairs going? Yeah, fix that, and we've got a whole bunch of stunned and damaged systems. All of them select. Blow them apart. Hopefully he doesn't have a transporter or tractor beam or anything left. No, he had another wild weasel, apparently. That was just, you know, sitting there. It is not, don't lie to me. Okay, it's about to be. There it is, now it's gone.
Repairing warp engines.
I think we need just a little bit more firepower on the ship, like 2 more photon torpedoes, and then we can start getting work done. Okay, we got you dead.
Repairing warp engines.
Not you, I'm not interested in you just yet. I do want this one, though. Who you do appear to be protecting quite heavily. So there's that working against us. You know, killing him after destroying his pals is going to be quite difficult, actually. Okay, on to the last one. These fired missiles my way. Around the mine. Come about. Photon torpedoes. You're very badly damaged. How far is the map? Although he's been chugging along at the speed of like 2, so... Thank you, point defense system, for being amazing. Okay, give me phasers. There we go. Okay, so we've taken that out. Now is the final battle between us and him. And we're a lot more dented than he is. For obvious reasons. We've been fighting everybody else first. So let's come back around.
Repairing warp
Fix you. Ooh, we're getting low on spares. We're going to need a nice photon torpedo pass here. And also phasers, but I'm not sure they're going to be quite ready in time. Especially not when he's basically at maximum shield almost again. That's what I was waiting for. What I was expecting as well. He doesn't have a shuttle bay anymore. That's interesting. By the end of the day, we can say he's staying. Alright, keep patching. Patching is important. So we've managed to hurt him a couple of times, although he's hurt us back quite badly as well. He doesn't have a shuttle bay, but he doesn't need one anymore. Although it does mean that he can't launch a scatter pack in our direction, which is helpful. Although we are starting to lose quite a lot of our defenses at the moment, which is not good. Should probably actually start managing them properly. Right, get ready. Cross on by. Lost another shield, which is unfortunate. Is that forward phaser just not going to shoot or what? There we go. Jeez. Lost a photon torpedo, just give me a whole ton more power. Oh, and he's fixing his damage as well. That's not good. I think we bail. It's fun playing with you, but I'm out of armor. So we've lost both of our photon torpedoes. We're down to phasers. And basically no shields. So there's that. Okay, all additional power will go to the aft shield as we start to run. He does have disruptors, which is going to make my life a pain in the ass because he can shoot them quite accurately at us for a long time. But if I can get the aft shield back up, then I should be able to run without too much trouble. Just got to get the aft shield back up. Which is by... Oh, there we go. There it is. Lovely. It's down again. He's able to knock that down with phaser fire from a distance of 24. I call shenanigans. Okay, we are at the maximum power. So all additional power will now start buffing our shield. There, go deal with that. See how you enjoy it. Oh, he's turning. Lovely. Time to make use of the Intrepid's superior speed. Mine did not last nearly as long as I figured it would. Okay, last spare part. And now we just run. Oh, we are out of here. Successful convoy raid is successful. More or less. I mean, we've broken our photon torpedoes, but I think that's worth it, I guess. So next we're going to have to go see how much cash we make from this one, because I really do want to get into something a little bit bigger. It can't be a normal CA, because the normal CAs are currently taken up as the Majestic class, which are basically just a souped-up, cool-looking Excelsior. Could be a battlecruiser, although battlecruiser isn't a significant step in firepower, but they are all Nebulas, which makes them cool. I'd like to get into a Dreadnought, but Dreadnoughts are pretty far away, especially because we have a lot of cool Dreadnoughts at this point. And we could do a lot of interesting stuff with them. Although we'll have to, get to them. That's always the difficulty. I should have gone in on the campaign options and changed the payout on things. That would have made our lives a lot easier. But I didn't. Because then we could just, switch between whatever ships we wanted. The other choice, of course, is to just build up a bigger fleet, because the Sabres and the Steamrunners are both out at this point, which means they are available for stealing, or using, I suppose. So up to 17.9, gotta go back home. Diplomatic delivery. We're not in a position to do a diplomatic delivery. Well, actually, no, that's not true. We can. We can do it very, very easily. The diplomatic delivery is actually the easiest mission to beat without doing anything in the game. Unless, of course, you're fighting a freighter, in which case we can totally take this guy on. In fact, hey, this wasn't broken before. In fact, if we're at all lucky... Yeah, we are very quick. If we're lucky, then this freighter will not have plasma torpedoes. If it does, we're a little bit more pain. But if he doesn't, if he's just exactly what he appears, then our phasers should be more than capable of handling him. He has 2 defensive-type plasma torpedoes, so that's perfect. Yeah, without photon torpedoes, we are actually able to maintain a speed of 29. Although that's not even full power, it can't be. So more power. More power to forward shields, and more power to speed. And speed of time, just so we can do this clash properly. This is going to be an easy amount of pickup of cash. 3, 2, 1. We shot down my missile, the jerk. Okay, we blew up all his defenses, so at this point we're just bullying him. Which I have no problem with. He is an enemy after all, but still. There's no sense in slowing down the speed of time if we're just going to cross on through and do that. To the planet! And try not to crash into the planet. That would be unfortunate. On several levels. So if you can't angle this so that we're not quite gonna brush the planet. Make it perfect so we can't die. What I should have done is I should have stole all the spare parts. I'd managed to break everything else on him. So there really was no reason not to. Speaking of spare parts, hi planet. What do you got in terms of spare parts? You have them. You don't say. Okay, start to slow way down. 7, 6. Okay, we're within range. So, steel. Steel. Oh, transporters are not ready. I've got one transporter, don't I? Yeah, we've got one transporter left. We're just gonna steal a couple of spare parts before we get started. I would, you know, send over the diplomat, but I've only got a single transporter, so there are limitations as to what is possible. Okay, we've stolen 3 parts. So what I could do is I could fix all the broken things. And that would allow us to do lots of cool stuff. Mustn't send the Marines. That would be a mistake. 4 parts. Okay, fix this, this, and this. That way we'll be back at full health whenever the mission actually begins again. And that's that. I wonder how many spare parts this planet actually has. Might even be able to steal an entire load of everything. And if that's the case, that would be pretty easy. Just gonna turn a little bit so that we're more cinematically postured. That is ready to go. So another one. More spare parts. I love it. Yeah, we're gonna get everything fixed. It's gonna be easy. Photon torpedoes are getting ready. See, this is what happened in the Delta Quadrant. Janeway stole all the torpedoes. Warlord Janeway. Steal it all to save the money. Yes, we are indeed Warlord Janeway. Stealing from the planet to save the ship. I haven't actually finished that series that he did. It's hilarious, and I've enjoyed it a lot. I think he's a little bit harsh on Neelix, but it is hilarious. Especially when he's poking holes in things. Oh, no more stuff. So we stole all the spare parts, and now we can leave. Can someone please tell me what's going on? We are currently finishing a diplomatic delivery, except we were pretty badly damaged because we've been out here for a little while. So we had no spare parts, so we were basically stealing them all from there. Alright, so we got 2,075 prestige, which is decent, and we've got a ship that's worth 1,100. So if there's another super cheap ship out there, then we might have enough to get a battlecruiser, which would be a Nebula. I just don't want this one. Mainly because the BCF is the worst looking one that we have. Although, we're actually in range, I believe, to pick up a pair of heavy war destroyers if we want it. If they were available. Geez, there's like nothing left. Alright, we'll supply up. And then we'll go and do a couple more missions and see if we can't come back and have the stuff that we require. I'm not going to fully supply up, though, because we may be trading this ship in fairly soon. So I don't want to waste it all if not needed. There we go. Spend 103 on the cash. Ugly? What's ugly? Gonna have to be a little bit more specific than that. Up over here, keep pressuring the oh, god damn it, not another convoy raid. The last time we went on one of these things, it did not go as swimmingly as I had hoped. Alright, let's get ourselves rolling. Overload. It slows us down a bit, sure, but it allows us to hit even harder, and that will be helpful. The BCF? Yeah, unfortunately the model is not up to snuff with the rest of them. Which is really kind of sad, because the other Nebulas are all really great looking, even ones that I don't like yet. Like, I don't really like the specific hull setup for the Nebula that we have that is currently serving as the carrier, but it's still a beautiful model. So, alright, let's get the forward shield reinforced, because we're about to actually hit a battle. Now, this is honestly one of the best looking Klingon ships in the entire fleet. So let's go into electronic countermeasure. Excuse me, 1 and a 1. And let's go engage. Hiya, buddy. I'm going to hit you like a truck. Fairly big truck. Okay, maybe not the biggest truck ever. After all, we are only an Intrepid. 36 damage and knocked out 2 of his shields. I think I'm going to hang around and play games with him. Photon torpedoes to normal mode. That'll free up some power so we can do other things. Point defense systems have engaged. Oh, crap! I didn't realize you were a carrier. Okay, life just got terrible. Give me a scatter pack before we use them all. Still on Kahi watch? What? You know, I don't understand. More phasers. We should be able to take out his fighters. Okay, I lied. We did not take out his fighters. In fact, his fighters are very much alive and going to try and kill me. Fire more. No, your fighter's not allowed to get home. I'm gonna run them down and shoot them with all my weapons. Point defense, AMD, start engaging. Okay, that's one of them. It's engaging too. I am just so out of hockey at the moment. Like the amount that I know about hockey consists mainly of I like the Sabres because they were my original team. Like the last time that I was super into hockey, Miller was still on the team. That should kind of tell you that how long I've been out. Still a fan, but haven't been following closely. And by Miller, I mean, of course, Ryan Miller.
Setting tractors to defense.
It's not even hockey? Then no, I have no idea who you're talking about. I think I've heard him enough to the point I can now run away and go take care of this. Do you still have a shuttle bay? You don't. Okay, you're dead. Let's go. We must sprint forward at maximum power to go save the world. Wow, really? You were able to shoot them all down? That is impressive. But I'm going to ignore you for a bit because I've got to go actually deal with the real problem of this mission. Oh wow, he is way far ahead. That's a bit of a problem. Phasers, let's get ready for an overrun. Do I really? Yeah, we've got to. We kind of have to overrun this guy. Okay, we've broken him. Not entirely, but a little bit. So, way down, now that we're at the top of the convoy. Gives us a little bit of defense. You're a jerk, you know that? Hey, he's dead. Okay, first one. Now on to the second one. Oh great, we have a full F5 that has decided it wants to be part of the transport command. So now we'll just get on top of him, and hopefully we can get through him before his buddy shows up. That's an interesting strategy right there. It was 2 missiles, man. 2. And you have a ton of phasers. At the very least, we'll be able to fire more missiles at him. Never mind! His buddy showed up. Get him with photon torpedoes. Or phasers. Because we're fully equipped for phaser combat here. That was a waste, but he's basically dead. Next time our phasers recycle, he's probably toast. There we go. Next one. You're not getting by me. I did not authorize you to do this. Just disappointed here. This guy who brought NBA something to do with basketball. I am not acquainted with basketball at all. He literally sent Canada and US into a frenzy. Toronto Raptors, and where he's about to sign with. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know nothing about basketball. Absolutely nothing. We're doing a lot better on this one so far. I think it's because mainly the backup is not... I probably should have fired those in proximity mode. Is not a D5. Oh crap, we're not going to make this, are we? It's all the speed of time. Alright, there is a chance we make this, and a high chance we don't. Yeah, we can't make this. That's unfortunate. I have no way of destroying the entire convoy. Unless we, like, instantly vaporize him in this move right here. Which is possible. Just not likely. Yeah, because I've got several more phasers I can try and get on target. Come on, shoot, 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 shoot. There we go. Okay, so we've got one left. So, here's the plan. I don't think I can make it happen, but I'm going to try. So maximum turn, full power. Yeah, there's no way I make it. I mean, I'm gonna try, but I don't think we can physically possibly get to him in time. Stop! No! I hit him with both photon torpedoes! At the last possible second. Mines? Oh, maybe actually, because he would have automatically attempted to avoid them. Well, actually, no, not from that range. Teleporting mines wouldn't have gone far enough. They still got 214. That works out. I'm going to sneak in through here and see if it won't give me a planetary assault. Hey, look! It's a planetary assault. Tractors? Yeah, we had them charged up, but you got to get closer for that. We just didn't have the range on them. If we'd managed to get a little bit closer, we might have been able to do something. Alright, please tell me you're not a PLPH. Of course you are. And the only thing you give me was a heavy war destroyer, and it's a D7W. I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to do this one. This will take an hour. Because we've got 2 photon torpedoes. Like, we did this, and it took us 35 minutes? 40 minutes? The one time? And we've got half the photon torpedo complement, so we're not doing this one. We're gonna walk away. I snuck in here because I thought there might be a chance that we ran into a normal PL. Because if it was just normal planet, then it wouldn't be able to stand up against us. We could have gotten in. No, Sprog, this is more of a I don't want to spend the next hour and a half shelling the planet with photon torpedoes. This is not difficult. I can beat a D7W with a CF, no problem. The issue is taking on the planet afterwards and just sitting there and spam firing over and over and wishing that life was over. The Federation sucks at planetary assault. Like, that is their great weakness. The only one who sucks at planetary assault more than the Federation, honest to God, is the Lyrans. And at least the Lyrans bring the Mauler, which can help. But, ugh, the Federation is just terrible at planetary assault. Klingons get around it because they have drone cruisers. Like, lots of drones that can get through the defenses. Alright, shipyard. What do we got? We got... No, we're not picking another heavy bombard... or heavy command cruiser. Got a BCG, which is 3019, which I don't think I can physically get. Supply. Oh, I can! If I find another ship that's worth 100. Let's see if it happens. 231 might actually be enough, but I'd prefer to have the safety net. 364. 204. Buy. Supply. NCF trade in. Yes! Where is it? Where is it? Done. Okay, good. Alright, so we've moved up to a battlecruiser, the USS Antares. She is a Kirov class, which will be quite nice. And this will drastically increase our firepower at this point. So I think Sprog is irritated we're not moving into dreadnoughts. But we will eventually, but part of this is also to sort of enjoy all the stages of the ships, so we want to get a nice wide spread. So we had just enough to pick up ourselves a Kirov class battle cruiser. Oh, I love this Kirov. I love this Kirov so much. It's the Phoenix, obviously, from TNG, which I believe is the first time we actually see a Nebula. And it is a hell of a looker. Also, Kirovs are my favorite. They're my favorite battlecruiser. Of all the battlecruiser types, the Kirovs are the best because they're the fastest, and also can build scatter packs. But yeah, she is dangerous. I'm very happy to have her as part of my fleet now. Well, part of my fleet. She's the only one. Well, it's a Nebula. They're all kind of thick. We have a different Nebula for every single one of the battlecruisers except for the Excelsior, which is just an Excelsior, which starts as the normal Excelsior, and then once it becomes a BCEX, which is the X refit, it becomes the Enterprise B with the additional add-ons that that model had. The Kirov, the BCG, is the Phoenix. The BCV has two little, instead of this dish, it's basically the same roll bar, but it has two little mini warp nacelles on it. And then the BCF is ugly, and the BCJ, the New Jersey class, has the stereotypical triangular-shaped weapon pod that most of us think when we think of Nebula class. Yeah, the Nebulas are still off-sized, unfortunately. Haven't gotten to them yet. We're working through a lot of ships at the moment, so they are huge. Okay, getting hit by his weapons, but that's okay, because he can't defend himself, and I know it. Oh yeah, we can only control 6. I forgot about that. Despite this gigantic sensor dome, it's lying too. We can't actually control that many pieces of equipment. Hi, buddy. Blast you and fly on through.
Got some damage past their shields.
But yeah, the Nebulas are fairly cool. I really debated long and hard about what I was going to do with the Nebulas. Originally, they were going to be my normal heavy cruisers, and I ended up pulling away from that simply because of the fact that we could get so many different kinds of Nebulas. It just made sense to make them our battle cruisers. Also, they are a sexy as hell ship, and now that we're in a one of these, it's much easier to sort of demonstrate the fact that we're doing the TNG mod instead of like random Excelsiors running around, which will be helpful. Wow, you are not dying nearly as quickly as I was expecting. You've actually hurt me, which is not good. There we go. I think I want to start buying escorts at this point. I don't know if I want to just go all the way up to dreadnoughts. I'd prefer to make a stop through the DNH rather than going immediately to the Sovereign, which is at the BB. But I'm not sure on that. Escorts are, of course, expensive. Salvage? No, I don't need a salvage. I mean, I could. It would save me some cash, but diplomatic delivery will pay out better. And I can actually fight some more interesting enemies. A heavy cruiser. Are you an E6? You look like an E6, but according to this, I'm going to guess you're a DWD? Aha! Guess who was right? So he's a DWD, he's a D5 with an extra, and he's got a pretty fantastic missile complement to go alongside that one. So we are capable of doing quite the speed on this one. Increase the speed time. We just need to get up to him. We'll prep one of these just in case. Prep one of these just in case. And we'll be able to hit him with heavy firepower. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll do that. I can fire 2 more just to make him want to immediately stop.
Wild Weasel ready.
Okay, so that's 6 missiles. That's our maximum salvo size. He will probably interpret that with a crash stop. And we're about to see whether or not he's going to buy that. There's his crash stop. So we got 49 damage on through. And we get to pass through without any counterfire whatsoever. We can slow down and get ourselves back down to our combat cruise speed. Start to come around for another engagement. Now, he is more nimble than us. We're a battle cruiser. He's a heavy cruiser, technically. But he's a Klingon heavy cruiser, so he gets to be even more nimble. And I'll bet that the ADW is even more nimble than that, simply because he's got the... he's basically a D5 instead of a D7. So he has a much lighter hull frame in general. So we're not quite in phaser range. I'd like to get a little bit closer before I commit to that. But we're going to use the scatterback on this one, just so we're actually using all of our tactics instead of relying on just brute force. And more missiles. See if I can't run that AMD dry. I got 2 through to his tractor, so now he's got to hold on to him. That's 2 points of power he doesn't have anymore. Kind of surprised he's not engaging me with his own missile launchers. He can fire 6 of them. Although we are maintaining quite a high speed, he might be concerned about that. We'll need to wait for the phases to come back online. Nope, there they go. That's what I was waiting for. This is going to force us to the outside, which is not the worst thing in the world, especially since he's making a turn to the outside as well. Get speed up slightly, and let our AMD start getting to work, burning down all of those. And we're now positioned to actually engage. Does still have a single AMD. I think I'm going to wait on that. We're going to get into photon torpedo range and see if we can't get a little bit of trouble done. I mean, technically we're in range at this moment. A range of 8 is kind of your maximum effective range, but if I can get to about 3. Ooh, only 1 hit. Get the phasers in there as well to rip on through another shield. And his AMD looks to be on the recharge. Never mind, it's not. This screen was lying to me. I'd love to be able to fire my phasers at this point, just blast on through him. How's my shield doing? The one problem with the Nebula is it's kind of hard to see around the ring because it's a bit too big at the moment. So you don't quite know what your shields are at until you're actually in a position to do something.
Mine deployed.
Have fun with that. That needs a reason. Yeah, a little bit. It's not actually horrifically off, it's just badly off. So they are pretty big, which is kind of amusing. Oh, the Klingon? At some point he's going to be replaced entirely. And also the D5 is actually... So this is a DWD, which is technically a heavy cruiser, but all it is a D5 with an additional nacelle, which, to be fair, means he's a light cruiser. So the fact that he's so small is not the worst thing in the world. If he was a D7 he was that small, that'd be different. Cannons need to be bigger, although they will be yanked. Yes. So we're coming around, and this ought to give us the shot I require. There we go. That's much better. Cut through his aft shields. Let's start getting to work.
Several of their systems are offline.
That's what I want to hear. Getting the phaser 3s involved as well. Starting to slow way down. Oh, he's not actually going to be able to make it out of the ring. Oh, how sad for you. Okay, maximum speed time as we coast to a stop. Hello, buddy. You know what? 50% power. Hopefully that'll be worth it. So, we're going to steal him, and then we're going to move on to the planet. I don't quite remember who generated this minefield, but I think it might have been us. So we're just going to plow through it a little bit. Clean up space. Let's not leave it all dirty.
Bridge taken.
Good, so we've managed to capture the DWD. I don't know if we capture his mine. I think we do. Because it hasn't activated yet, and it isn't activating even though he's standing on top of it. So we'll zip onto the planet, deploy the last of our peoples, see how much prestige we can make for stealing the ship as well as supplying the diplomat. I'd really like to be able to get an escort for this fleet. Mines in space is funny when you think about it. We abstract it because otherwise, yeah, this game in 3D would not work. You'd need to be more bridge commander in order to do that. There we go. Still some of the supplies on our way through. So we transferred the diplomat and got our stuff. And now we can get the hell out of here. I quite like this Nebula. It's working out to be much nicer than I originally anticipated it would be. 370, not bad at all. Puts us up to 838, which does put us in FFB purchasing range if there are any FFBs. DLC, NLF, New Light Frigate? What is an NLF? That doesn't even know. I'm going to have to check that at some point. It should have a special model, I just don't know what. Steamrunners are a bit too expensive at the moment because they're like $1,500 for a cheap one. FFGR. The normal frigate is a Nova. So that's probably what that is. Show me that NLF again. It's not crazy expensive, but it's also not super affordable. Let's get back to the front where we pressure the Klingons and sort of avoid their border stations, which we really should try and be taking. Oh great, a convoy raid. Why, oh why game do you keep giving me a bloody convoy raid?
Red alert.
Alright, let's get on top of them and annihilate them. But overload the photon torpedoes. Let's go full firepower on this one. 40.5. Prep one of these. We're not going to bother prepping a wild weasel. We are going to go after these guys as soon as we can. And give me the full shield reinforcements. How long are you planning streaming? This will probably be the last mission. I'm generally tend to try and finish up at around 7. So probably another 10 minutes or so. Got to go. Thanks for hanging around, Luke. So yeah, we're probably going to stream for just another 10 minutes, and then we'll wrap things up here.
Scatter pack standing by.
Sweet. Alright, where is our... There's our buddy. Hi, you're cute. Let's go see if I can't annihilate you from existence. So, are you going to be a carrier as well? You are, aren't you? You've deployed fighters at some point, haven't you? Oh, you've got a Q ship. multiple Q ships. You're an ADW, which I think means you have fighters. I just don't see any of them. Hi, buddy. Ooh, we got 3 good hits with the photon torpedoes, which gave him 76 damage. Not bad at all. 3, 2, there we go. It should be out of his range, I think. Please be out of his range. Please be out of his range. So that when it hits him, he dies. There we go. Okay, so we've got 3 ships in the convoy, 2 Q ships, and of course the ADW. How did you not get shot at by all of those missiles? Oh, did we not actually hit it? That's unfortunate. Yeah, we're just gonna ignore you guys for now. Okay, maybe not that much. I'll give you a little bit of phaser, fire some missiles so you feel at home. That's what I thought. You know what, we're fine. We're fine, it's gonna be good, it'll be okay, phasers are ready to go. And that should be enough to really mess with somebody. We have 10 phasers plus an additional pair of phaser 3s. Point blank range, hey, it took him out. So there's 2 more freighters to go, and I believe they're both quite weak freighters. And in fact, I'm gonna do this. Get me right next to him, within a range of 2.5. If you don't mind. You got him. Last freighter is where? Not you, but you. You can go have that, play with it, enjoy it. It should keep you distracted. Maybe not. You took care of all of that. Give him some more photon torpedoes, give him a little bit of love. More missiles, more defenses. Ignore the Q ships. Go just for the final one. And phasers ought to be more than enough to take care of you. 3, 2, 1. Not quite enough. Oh, you coming too quick. Last missile. Ooh, I shut off my tractor beam instead of turning it on. Whoops. Classic blunders. How many missiles do you have? Wow, each one of them has 3 missile launchers. That is more than a little ridiculous. Photon torpedoes, we're in range. 1 hit out of 3. That's not good. Repair. Fix that. Fix that. Fix that. Oh, look at that. Look at all the damage. Oh, it's gone. Marines, if you don't mind. You'd love to take it. That's what I wanted to hear. Just gotta wait for probably 1 more salvo out of our weapons and we should be able to have them. So I do have a high energy turn ready to go. Just gotta wait for all of my phasers to be ready. Never mind, we've lost all of our aft shields as well. So we're dented. We're starting to run out of spare parts. Okay. He's gonna hide behind the Q ships, of course. Because that's what heroes do. Just time. Alright, if I shoot either of you, I can probably kill you. Or even shields. Well, we took care of it. Weapons. Hi, Marines. That's not quite what we're looking for. Still need more. Yeah, we are in lots of pain at the moment. Really, I shouldn't be trying to fight so quickly at the moment.
Stabilizing warp core.
But I don't want to slow down enough for them to really start getting advantages on me. Although they are really getting advantages on me. My goal is to steal this ADW. I only need to knock him down a little bit more. It looks like my transporters have actually managed to avoid being hit so far. Although probably not for much longer. The way they keep hitting me. Stop it, please. Also, they get, you know, special defenses. Which are unfortunate on several levels. Do I have any more phasers? Did. Okay, good. They're actually holding me off from being able to engage the ADW effectively. What in the hell?
Several systems are offline.
Oh, oh, that was so much pain. Yeah, we're gone. I'm done with you.
Yellow alert.
Why does yellow alert shut off my defensive tractor beams?
Warp engines.
Let's see if we can get out of here. I don't want to have to lose my BCG. Oh god. Stop it. We're gonna lose the dammies. Oh, yep, it's dead.
Diverting power from sensors. Initiating self-destruct.
Oh, that's irritating. All it took was that one good missile launch, too, when it ripped through our forward shield. What do you mean, devastating defeat? We destroyed the convoy! Apparently, that was not our mission. Hey, we're in a Steamrunner. Alright, we'll take one more mission just to show off our Steamrunner. Who has fighters now, too. Ooh. I have not modified the fighters to be anything special yet. Although that is an option. We can do that. Not fast missiles, just mediums. It's only 10? Who were they? Those were Q ships packed to the gills with drones. Which makes me want to figure out how they got generated, because they start with fast missiles. Unlike everybody else who has missiles. So I want to know how. I'm going to have to hunt down their entry, their FQL. So there should be something. Yeah, Steamrunner time! Sure, we'll do a diplomatic delivery for our final mission of the night. Alrighty, here we are, in our brand new Steamrunner. The model is not ideal, but it's probably as good as I'm gonna find. And I have looked hard. This is probably the best one that I can find. If you know a better one, then get in touch so that we can, put in the best one we can get. Alright, so let's overload the photon torpedoes. So we've got that all set up and forward, and get the forward shield reinforcing. And I'm going to start, not all, nobody wants all, just the forward one. The reason why we only reinforce the forward shield is because the shield's reinforcement strength is dependent on how much power you put in and what locations you put in. So it takes the amount of power and divides it evenly amongst all of the shields. Which means if you have 6 points of power, and you put it all into the forward shield, you have 6 points of defense. But if you put it into all the shields, you have 1 point of defense. So it becomes a bit of a problem. How fast am I doing? I'm doing really, really slow. Show me my shields. Yeah, I can steal from that a little bit. Photon torpedoes, I have 3 and a missile rack. 2. 3. And everything. Hey, surprise. I hit him in the face with 3 overloaded photon torpedoes. I hope that works for you. Okay, so we're going to burn away from him for a little bit. We'll have some fun with him. And looks like our little buddy is actually being quite effective so far. So we've knocked through his forward shields. We've managed to crash open the gate on that one. But I do want to be able to knock out a couple of important systems on him. I have 3 Marines, which means I can actually do moderately effective hit and run rates. Slow down a bit. Oh, no, never mind. Forward shields are being reinforced already quite nicely. Phasers are ready for another round. It'll mean be another turn and a half-ish for our photon torpedoes. Oh, come on. I wish he had completed that turn. I would have been able to get free shots down the throat. That would have been great. Wait for the mine to be cleared. That's what I was waiting for. Now I can do that. I need to set up my weapons groups for my phasers only. There we go. 6 phaser 1s, 2 phaser 3s. Photon torpedoes are about to be ready, so that'll be nice. Our next run should be able to be damaging enough to the enemy in order to be worthwhile. Although he has given me a shot right into an opening. I'm going to take it. Wow, 1 out of 3 hits. And we know he wasn't even attempting to defend anything. I didn't mean to do that. But I suppose that'll stop him. Unless he can handle it with his point defense system. That'll be interesting to find out. Let's see how he responds. I'm going to bet a crash stop. Hey, it's a crash stop. So we need to build out some distance so that we can come at this from the right angle. Also, bomb right there. Bomb right there. Enjoy. Hit him quite heavily. Fired a missile, that's what blew it up. I was wondering what blew up the mine, because it was traveling so slow. So he is hurting quite badly. The Federation heavy war destroyers are actually really, really good. And the E7 series of heavy cruisers are really, really terrible. So it's kind of a multi-stage problem for him. Turn the dark side with teleporting mines. I just want him to be dead. That's my main goal.
Stabilizing warp core.
Also, moving into a Steamrunner. While an interesting escort ship, a Steamrunner is not exactly the kind of ship that I want to keep as my main ride. I'd like to ensure that I get enough done here. Can I get more phasers? There we go. Marines, how many got? 16 versus his 9. Well, in a couple more rounds of shooting, if I can reduce his Marine complement enough, I do want to steal the ship. Because I've got 3 transporters, which is just enough to do an easy, successful capture, rather than having to send multiple waves that fail. Unfortunately, that's what I was worried about. But, hey, at the end, we win, they lose. So we get to drop shields. I admire the look of our Steamrunner, although I can't really see underneath the saucer section. There are camera controls, I don't remember what they are. So if somebody remembers at the moment, let me know so I can swing the view around and give a cool glance. Yeah, I didn't think that was it. So we're going to pull up here and safely deposit our little ambassador. We've gone through quite a few ships today, which was kind of the original goal of like these streams, was to show off the various ships and elements of what we were working on. So even though it's not optimal progress towards completing the campaign, it's not really the goal. The goal is to kind of show off and have a good time. Which I think we did. Got to talk a lot of Star Trek, got to show off a bunch of ships. And yeah, not bad. So yeah, that's going to pretty much do it for the stream. I think we had a pretty good time. I had a lot of fun. I hope you guys did too. Hope you'll join me again next week. Same time, same place. Hopefully, fingers crossed, assuming nothing goes wrong. And yeah, if you want to get notifications and all that, like, subscribe, notification button, all that fun stuff. If you want to be a little bit closer to the community, we do have a Discord. The link is in the description down below. You can weigh in on your thoughts about what you want to add into the mod, what sort of ships need to be moved around into what classes and that sort of thing. If you happen to know anything about modeling and like converting models from other games to work in the .mod format that Starfleet Command works in, maybe get in touch with that as well. That would be super helpful. Phase 2 will be much of this mod, because Phase 1 is going to be a cosmetic change first. We're going to change all the ships and the races and everything so that it looks good. Phase 2 will be changing the game, so it's basically a ship list from scratch, so that we can kind of mess with and make things more canon-like towards TNG instead of like fitting in different ship hulls and stuff into Orion Pirates Plus. Phase 3 that we kind of want to do will be basically adding on the TNG stuff at the end of the Orion Pirates Plus stuff, so you'll be able to go from pre-TOS to TOS to the motion picture to TNG and beyond, all in one game. There are some serious limitations with that, given what weapons can be added into the game and not. If you know anything about that, maybe get in touch with us on the Discord just so we can sort of work that out. Yeah, and that's kind of the main thing. If you've been liking this content, we play this, which we have a current normal line campaign, currently all taking place in the sort of TMP/TOS era. We're playing the Gorn campaign and basically kicking the Klingons' ass. So if you want to see Klingons just get barbecued by plasma, go check out our Gorn campaign. If you like big stompy robots that blow stuff up, we also play Battletech, which we do 3 days a week. And we have a stream on Saturday. But anyway, I've been Tarek. If you like what you're seeing, like button and subscribe. And I will see you all in the next episode.